Two cars meet on a narrow road. Who goes first? Many learners get this wrong. Hey there, it's Ed here and welcome to Ray Driving Theory channel. In this video, I'm going to make meeting traffic simple. We will talk about who has priority, when should you stop and let others through. What is meeting traffic? Meeting traffic happens when the road is too narrow for two vehicles to pass at the same time. This is very common in the city conditions, especially on residential streets lined up with parked vehicles. It's also something your examiner will definitely test during your driving test, so you need to show that you can handle it calmly and safely. Now with meeting traffic, I can see there's parked vehicles on the other side of the road and I technically have priority, but I still keep an eye on this vehicle. And as they made the move, I'm just going to create a little space and we can nicely carry on. So the next white vehicle more likely going to clear that gap. So I'm going to ease off the gas, let them get through, and I'm going to carry on. So on this occasion, I still had priority, but I had to give way to oncoming traffic. They were moving with quite a bit of confidence. Now, technically, oncoming traffic has got priority, but as far as I can see, there's no one there. I'm not going to go too quick because there is a bend, and more likely they can't see me as well as I can't see them. So I keep looking as far as possible to make sure that I can spot anyone. Even so, oncoming traffic has priority, but the moment I have committed, not all the times, I will have opportunity to move back and give way to them. So that means I would expect the oncoming traffic to be able to spot me, see me, that I made the move. Now, for instance, coming into this road, I will stop here, allow this white vehicle to come out of the road, because obviously we don't have space. Whenever we deal with the meeting traffic, it's important to think about, I need to not physically fit through the gap, but I need to have a safe space. So I need to keep about a meter away from them parked vehicles. And that's what I need to add to my judgment, not only physically fitting through. Even so, this situation, I already seen the blue car coming. I utilize the gap I have to allow them to get through. There is a Mercedes further down the road who's coming my way, but they already moved in, they seen me. So they're planning well ahead as well and allowing me to go through, which is kind of nice of them. I'm not hesitating. I see their intentions and I carry on moving, because if I'm going to start hesitating, they will more likely make the move, or they will think, why are you stopping? Because I was being nice and trying to let you go. So now we have parked vehicles on both sides of the road as well. This occasion, technically, nobody has priority, but I'm already looking as far as possible. I'm looking for the pockets of space I could potentially use on the left side in case someone is coming towards me. I constantly keep thinking about that plan B. Now it's fine to carry on, but now there's vehicle coming towards me. Do we have enough space? Are they carrying on? I will slow down, hold back and let them through. They actually try to move in as well. Then they see my intention and they carry it on. Brilliant. So remember, if the parked vehicles are on your side of the road, you need to give way. But the moment you have committed, they still technically have priority, but you may not have opportunities to give them way anymore. So then the oncoming traffic needs to plan well ahead. Like for instance, this vehicle, he flashed his headlights and showed the intention they're going to let me through, but I was waiting at the start of the junction to allow them to get out of the road, which could be more convenient for me to stop earlier and allow them through. The moment when even oncoming traffic has priority and the parked vehicles are on your side of the road, you committed, then the oncoming traffic need to deal accordingly to that situation and try to allow you to get through, because you realistically have no space to let them go. So it's not only priority based, it's very situationally based, because yes, basic rule is if there's no obstruction on your side of the road, you have priority. But what if the oncoming traffic forces their way through? Then you need to do defensive driving and you need to hold back and allow them through, because we're not going to just drive in to a standoff or make a collision. Our responsibilities are to be safe and defensive drivers at the same time. Remember, the key isn't just reading the highway code, it's practice. With Ray Driving Theory app, you can take mock tests, review your mistakes and track your progress. Download it using the link in the description. So, who gives way? The basic rule is the driver who has the obstruction on their side of the road should give way. If the parked cars are on your side of the road, you wait. If they're on the opposite side, you usually have priority. But what about when there are parked cars on both sides of the road? In that case, no one has clear priority. You need to treat it as shared space. Slow right down, make eye contact with the other driver if you can, and decide who should go first. Sometimes it's just about being polite and taking turns. Now we are on a very, very narrow road. I can see there's a car coming towards me. So I'm not gonna even move off because there's not enough space. I'm gonna maintain my position, let this guy go through, and then I will carry on. So on very, very narrow roads like these are like extreme difficult, specifically if there would be quite heavy traffic going through these roads today. Then we need to look all the way down the road and try to find the most convenient space where we would be able to give way to oncoming traffic. And we have parked vehicles on one side, then on another. So in a way, it's priority changes, but the situation is completely different. At this moment, we don't much think who's got priority. We think about, is anyone coming towards me? And where is the most convenient space for me to let them go? So as an example, another very narrow road. I'm looking into the road at the very start to make sure there's no one coming out. There is someone coming towards me, so I'm gonna stop at the very start of the road. I do have priority, technically. He did flash his headlights. Technically, I have priority, but I stopped because it's more convenient for me to let him to come out of the road, but he's seen a little bit better situation to hold back and let me through. So it's not all the times about the priority, it's more about planning ahead and making that safe decision and convenient decision for both of the drivers. Yes, we will have some people who will just stand up their ground and say, this is my priority, and they're gonna carry on. Then we need to take defensive action, hold back, stop, find a convenient space, a gap to let them through, and just let them go. Let them be with their day. They're in rush, and don't even get involved in it. Parked vehicles on both sides of the road. Nobody's got priority, but there is pockets of space on both sides. So again, if someone's coming towards me, which there might be, there's an Audi coming from, no, he's not turning actually, he just went straight ahead. I'm already thinking about even the cars coming out from the side of the road, will they be a problem for me? So I can deal with it as early as possible. So the key is to plan well ahead, spot someone and start thinking about it early, because we need some time to process the situation. Like right now, physically we could potentially fit, but I'm going to hold back and let this white vehicle through. Again, parked vehicles both sides, nobody's got priority. There is a bend to the left which restricts my view of anyone coming towards me, so I'm going to ease off my gas, let the car slowly roll, look through the gaps, under the cars, through the pavement, is anyone coming my way? And as soon as the view opens up, I can use my gas and get a little bit up to speed, so I'm not going too slow as well at the same time. Okay, coming into this road, I can see parked vehicles are on my side, so oncoming traffic would have priority, but I think there is enough space for me and the oncoming vehicle, because we're quite small size vehicles. We have enough space. I have a safe gap from the parked vehicles, which, remember, we need to keep approximately meter away from the parked vehicles. Sometimes it doesn't mean if we can't get the meter, we need to stop. The smaller the gap, the slower the speed. That would be a little guide what we would need to go for. It doesn't mean we need to slam on the brakes sharply, that we can't keep the meter. We need to think about, can we go through at the same time, and how quick we can go through it. So like right now, I'm gonna slow down. There's an oncoming vehicle. I had priority, but I was already going slow enough to look as far as possible. Now I'm gonna look at the next vehicle. Is he stopping? He made the move. So I'm gonna hold back. I'm not taking any rush decisions. I'm gonna let these guys through. Even so, I do have priority at this situation. See, they're all waving very nicely. And off I go. There is a bend. I can't see around the bends, so I'm not going to go too fast because I can't see them, they can't see me. So let's give each other enough time to react in case we have to react. And now I can nicely see quite far ahead. There's again some oncoming traffic coming. Are they holding back? I can see they are holding back, so I will carry on with confidence with movement, because I've seen their actions. They are giving way to me to carry on, so I keep on moving. There's another vehicle. The gap could be potentially quite narrow, so the smaller the gap, the slower the speed. And on this occasion, I can't keep a meter away, but I'm gonna keep the car nice and slow. And that's how you deal with it. The further you look, the easier it's gonna be for you to spot the situation, and the earlier you're gonna start dealing with it. Meeting traffic is really about planning ahead. Look far down the road. Don't just react when a car is right in front of you. Spot the obstructions early, slow down in good time, and be ready to stop. Ask yourself, do I have enough space or do I need to wait? And make that decision early. It keeps you in control and shows the examiner that you are thinking ahead. Here are the mistakes that fail learners the most often. Trying to squeeze through when there isn't enough space. Forcing the other driver to stop suddenly. Hesitating in the middle of the road. Blocking both cars. Misjudging the width of the car and clipping mirrors or curbs. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But examiners aren't looking for speed. They're looking for judgment, patience, and awareness. If you are learning to drive in the UK, hit that subscribe button. We've got new lessons and tips every week. So, remember, meeting traffic is all about patience and observations. Do not rush it. Do not guess. Just look, think, and decide calmly. Make sure you are ready for your test. Download the Ray Driving Theory test app using the link in the description. Thanks for watching the Ray Driving Theory channel. Drive safe, and I will see you in the next one.